Alright guys, I know this is going to be a little bit off the cuff, so to speak, and it's going to be a little bit different from what we normally do, but I want to just talk a little bit about why I haven't been posting as much lately, and also why you haven't seen a whole lot of Battlefield 5 content on the channel. I've played Battlefield for a really long time, and franchise is really important to me. I've played a ton with all of my different friends. It's a game that we all played together for years. You know, whether we were playing, Battlefield 3 forever ago, or 4, or 1, or now 5. It's always been a shared experience, and it's always been something that we could come together around. That started to change in Battlefield 1. It also started to change as EA and DICE started making some specific franchise choices that seemed to be less about making the player base, I don't know, I wouldn't say satisfied, but just more about, not even watering the game down. I mean, people who sit there and say, oh, get good or whatever. Alright, yeah, I get it. And Battlefield 1's nade spam, I mean, everybody's talked about it a million different times. But with Battlefield 5, it was kind of a return to standard practice of, we're going to launch a game and it's going to be broken. And you're going to come out and you're going to spend your hard-earned money, and you're not going to have anything to show for it for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. And from a consumer standpoint, from a fan standpoint, from someone who doesn't really get to play these games 24/7, 365, that felt like a pretty big betrayal. And I know that there are other folks in the community who feel that same way. And you're sitting there and you're going, hey guys, I work hard all day long. I just want to come home and I want to fire up a game that works. And between all the different bugs and between the netcode and the one-frame deaths and just some of the other imbalances in the game, not to mention you couple that with the fact that they have this whole games as a live service, and you can't modify a tank skin for the first 3 weeks of owning the game. I mean, come on guys, this isn't hard. And that felt like a pretty big betrayal. And from a consumer standpoint, I don't know how you gain that trust back outside of just going above and beyond to go back and make your product a million times better. And one of the things that they've done is they've released that roadmap where they're talking about, oh, these are all the great things that are to come. And it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, but nobody effing cares. I mean, when I bought a World War II game, I was sitting there going, okay, fine, I can get it with the games as a live service thing. Okay, we're going to drop different factions as we go. But, okay, we're 6 months later, we don't even have the Russians? We don't have a Stalingrad map? I mean, come on, guys. I don't give a fuck about Greece. Nobody cares. And that's not to discount, the Greeks' efforts during the war. I mean, I get it. It played an important part. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's like buying a ticket to go and see a movie. I mean, if you're buying a ticket to go and see a documentary, okay, fine. You know what you signed up for. We're sitting here, we're shelling out $60, $70, $30 if you bought the game half price when it launched. And now you're sitting there and you're telling me that, well, one day the Russians are going to come. Oh, one day the Americans are going to come. By the time they get around to doing that, the next Battlefield game is going to come out. These games run for about 2 years. I mean, this is the cycle. And I wouldn't put it past EA or DICE to sit there and start scaling down the size of the team that works on Battlefield 5, and then content really just comes to a crawl. Because they're going to sit there and they're going to say, well, we couldn't really monetize it. We couldn't have all the microtransactions in it that we wanted because we got so much blowback from the whole Battlefront 2 fiasco that they're going to just sit there and they're going to say, you know what, screw it. I would be staggered if they don't try to make a return to premium in the next Battlefield. Because they're going to sit there and they're going to say, well, you know, we tried to have the microtransactions and we tried to do all of this, and we had some real shitty marketing the whole first half of the cycle, and the game launched to terrible sales and we lost a ton of money, and now we're going to just cut our losses. That wouldn't surprise me in the least, because this is a company that is for profit. I mean, they're not doing it for the fans. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They don't care. They want your money. They want you to shell out your money and buy their product and invest in the game and do the microtransactions. They don't care. As much as they want to talk about it, yeah, there are probably a couple of guys who are on the ground floor, some of the different developers who are sitting there really, really fighting and really working hard because they have so much passion and so much love for the game. But the suits, the guys on the corporate level, they're going to look at it from a profit and loss standpoint. They're going to sit there and they're going to say, did this make money? No. Are we going to do it that way again? No. Anyways, I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are, what you guys feel is going to happen next, and the direction of the franchise. Either way, I'll probably be posting some Division 2 content somewhere down the line. I don't know when. And yeah, we'll probably have some Battlefield 4 footage, because after this, I think it's probably back to 4 for a little while, just because that game, even though it was broken in the beginning, it ended up being a darn fun game in the end. Take it easy, guys.